Greetings, fellow nerds. We have another collectible card game box opening video coming here for you. Today we have Decipher's Wars trading card game. 36 15 card booster packs. This is their own intellectual property after they lost the license to the Star Wars IP. They had to come up with their own game that's supposed to be pretty similar with a little differences between the Star Wars card game. They were the #2 card game after Magic until Pokemon came out. And just to kind of show you some of the old Star Wars cards, Vader and his lightsaber, Tarkin. These are this is my dark side deck that I've had since high school, which is just a couple of years ago. And the Executor, not the Executor, the Executor. Common mistake. And my light side deck that back in the day we didn't use sleeves, so you can see that my cards are pretty well loved. Red 4, Luke, Red 5, etc., etc. All the golds. But just to kind of show you some of these Decipher style cards here. So let's get to opening Wars trading card game. There's some novels that were written based on this IP and also a soundtrack that was composed. So, but it didn't do so well because it didn't have the license to go with it. They originally had Star Wars, Star Trek, the Austin Powers collectible card game, which was like a party style card game, which flopped pretty badly because Decipher was known for collectible card games. So people weren't looking for party games, and CCG players weren't looking for party games. So, and then they had Dot Hack and Beyblade as well, Young Jedi, which I also have, trying to get the younger market when Pokemon took over, but they just didn't recover. As long as, so you can kind of see the similarities. Here is a location or site for the Wars game. And let's go back to Hoth. So quite similar. I doubt they're interchangeable. They may be able to be used that way if, you know, you're playing the game infantry support. But I mean, the card, the look is so similar. And there's different factions. I mean, it's a very similar look with the numbers in the corner and everything. Characters, here's, you know, if it ain't broke, right? So I don't know the rarity. Oh, okay, this is a rare indiscriminate strike. They have a little icon in the corner. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 commons, 6 commons, then rare, uncommon, 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 and then commons. That's a very interesting pack setup there. Definitely different from other TCGs. I mean, they feel the exact same. Star Wars cards smell the exact same. I'm sure they were printed in the same factory. From another location here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and yep, there's my rare Fury inverter character, huh? Interesting artwork. The sci-fi look is very different from all the other games I've been opening lately. And it makes me long for the days of high school, spending lunch playing Star Wars with my buddies. Ooh, a foil. I didn't know they had foils. Nice. We'll set that one aside. Ancestral Garden. That's how I first made friends in high school. My junior and senior year, I went to a new school, Went from an all-boy Jesuit school to another side of the state to a public school where I knew not a single person except for my dad, and who was a teacher and then assistant principal, so that was great for me. And different colors, the ships. I'm guessing the different colors are the different factions. It's got to be, since they don't have different backs like the Star Wars cards, understandably. But yeah, one day in creative writing, I was looking through some Magic cards, and a guy from across the classroom came over to me, and we started chit-chatting, and that was the first friend I made, and is my best friend still 25, 26 years later. My brother from another mother, brought together by trading card games or collectible card games, whatever you want to call them. Oh, that's no moon. Well, that's cool. Some definitely interesting looking aliens that are pretty vicious looking here. Nice. Oh, there's Earth. You are here. Haha. So, but yep, so we would get together at lunch and play euchre and Magic and Star Wars, and we would play Star Wars actually more than Magic. We started with Magic, but we were all big Star Wars nerds, still are obviously, and for the glory of Sayal. Nice. Your opponent can't drain. Yeah, see, force drain, right? So I have a feeling that it's going to be very, very easy to play since I'm used to playing Star Wars and have thousands of cards for that, and those are pretty much worth nothing nowadays, but we spent lots of money on them back in the day. My money from my paper route in Ganymede, or from working at Little Caesars back in the day. Oh, that's cool. Looks like a mech. It's a Nobot. Cool. Frozen by Fear. Interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Mass Effect, actually. I thought that for a second. That looked like AJ Styles. But, or Mass Effect, or was it Outer Worlds, that pseudo Fallout game. Geo. Common. Another Ganymede. Infantry support. Oh, Howler's Blades. The members of Howler's Blade Wing do not feel allegiance to Fedgrav, but rather to Howler. They are always on alert for his call to action. Nice. So I guess these vehicles can go on a ship. Again, very Star Warsy, but also a gutsy move to make up your entire own IP and try to carry on after being number 2 in the CCG market. And I feel bad for Decipher. Well, I think it was their president's brother who was also their treasurer that embezzled millions of dollars and led to a lot of people getting laid off and the death of their company. 5th Ace. Your reserve. Vulture. Makes you think of Battlestar Galactica there. Oh, there's a Guardian class carrier. This is the Incursion set. Ceiling. Komoku. 4, 5, and 6. And Crossfire. It's an interrupt, just like original Magic and Star Wars. Magic doesn't have interrupts anymore. They just went straight to instants. And that was a learning curve for me after 20 years out of the scene. Shikami. And the kind of organic style ships. Alright. And I'm sure these cards are worthless price-wise, but that's not what it's about. Nimble Jockey. We can fix it, but we don't have the parts in stock. Ensnared. Mavericks like to think of Earther attacks as the enemy bringing them fresh supplies. So Earther is one of the armies or forces. I don't know what the word is. I'm sorry. Opulent transport. Nice. Factions. That's the word I was trying to think of. Start opening these a little quicker, since these aren't very recognized. Bean counter. Even in space, they have to pay attention to paperwork and accounting. Traginium. Consultation. I should be separating these, but oh well. Gongan, swift response. That's cool. Fighter, Razorjack. And I don't appear to be getting a lot of duplicates. Ooh, there's a Zero Destiny or casting cost, I'm not sure. But I like that because it'll allow me to try out a whole bunch of different cards when I put a deck together. I'm hoping to have enough, and I'm sure I do, to make 2 decks for 2 different factions, so I can play with family or friends. Oh, there's my rare Cruel Lesson. We learn little in victory, much in defeat. There we go. Diplomacy bot. Well, there's a protocol droid with an arm missing, right? Force is all conquering, but its victories are short-lived. Abraham Lincoln. I don't remember him saying that, but I didn't know he knew about the Force. Oh. Well, okay, so I do have Plundering Bandit. Anant Attendant. Alright, we gotta speed this up here. 1, 2. Oh, that's cool. An asteroid turned into a location there. Spassky Quickfire the Second. Cloak of Fear. Oh, looks like a beholder there. General Bots. Earth again. I jinxed myself. Now I'm getting the dupes. I like how distinctive the different factions are, though. And Mechanic's Grip. Oh, 3 foils. And at least they're different. And Shadow Era, I got duplicate foils, and in Alpha Clash, I got duplicate foils. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Disruption. Nice. I wonder if that's like altar for Star Wars. Great Tactician. Definitely reminds me of the Hoth. Destiny, yeah, see? So they're still using Destiny, which number in the corner, common. My rare is Festering Cargo. Now that's pretty cool. You can make your opponent discard interrupts or orders. And I'm guessing orders would be an instant. Or effect. I'm not sure how it translates to Star Wars CCG. Ganymede and Hounded. Ooh. Yeah, I like the look of these. They're different from the other ones I've opened. Again, because it just takes me back to those Star Wars days. Just to show the back. So there's the 5 different factions. They were going to introduce another faction, but since the game kind of tanked, they never got around to it. Harried and Harassed. Okay. Three, 4, 5. Oh, Vanguard Trooper, another foil. Subjugate. What is that? Sultry Opportunist. If you're into robotic arms, I guess. We're getting there, I know. They don't have, the art doesn't grab you like some of the other games, but, you know, it's a history lesson, I guess. So that's different. A location, asteroid, stronghold. Cool. Wonder if you start with the location out at the beginning like you do with Star Wars. Bad thing about getting these old booster boxes is I have to go online and try to find the rules for these games. At least Force of Will came with a rule book. Horatio Hicks. Easy Prey, Refuge. Another vulture. Heck, I don't even know if the Wars CCG website is still online. Decipher, they were doing the Lord of the Rings role-playing game and a Star Trek RPG, but I don't know. I think they lost the licensing for both of those as well. I know the Star Wars, there we go, Higen Orochito. So this is a Far East style faction. But I know there's a thriving online community for the Star Wars game, and they've made new expansions and they still play online, and that even though the game has long been officially dead, but I know they got an infusion of money from Decipher to keep it going before Decipher kind of changed and went through restructuring and losing millions of dollars, which is sad because they were competing pretty well with the Magic Juggernaut back in the day, which pre-Hasbro, and it really was. I guess maybe it wasn't so much of a juggernaut back in the mid-90s or 94 when I started playing, because it was brand new and no one knew where it was going to go, and now it's a multi-billion-dollar Hasbro thing. Ordnance Master, Heyman. I like that I'm still getting energy tap. Receive a card, nice. I like that I'm still getting new commons. I believe it's 300 cards, something like that in the set. Well, we got a bunch of these. Nice. Fuel Theft. I already had that one. Jet Pack Attack. Boxer. I wonder if they have one called the Briefs. Ho-ho! Here's the cards again. They feel exactly the same as Star Wars, and I know I keep repeating myself, but I can't help it because it's true. Mark of the Kami or Kami. Nice. It's very subtle foiling on these cards, and they don't feel any thicker than the standard cards, which is nice because some of the other games you can definitely tell, and they don't have that mirrored finish like the Alpha Clash foils, so I can actually read them. Kazushi. But the light has to hit the foils just right for you to even tell that they're a foil. I think I paid $10 for this box. So definitely can be a fun time with your buddies if you want to do a draft for cheap. Which, I mean, there's less and less drafting, I think, going on. Outside of NASCAR. Everybody's into Commander these days, and you know, now Commander Masters is out with 4 packs for $200. I mean, and that's a low price. So, as the professor says, buy singles, but Rudy would disagree. Jack Wildgrass. Okay, Shebot. Getting down to the last 4 packs. So I haven't, no, that's pretty cool. I was just about to say, I haven't seen any art that's really jumped out at me that made me go, holy crap, this is good stuff. Alanac. Each year drains at a related size +1, so he's like kind of like Vader with a lightsaber, right? And I wonder if there's a comparable card to that, Vader, Tarkin, etc., which there could be. Selfless, and another, oh, that's Jikoku and Komoku. Transport, you can move. Okay. Filling your battery. Juggernaut Tender. I mean, oh, what does that remind me of? Was Space 1999? Black Hole Gang? I had that toy when I was a kid, but I'm too old and too chemo brain addled to remember. Maneuvered. I was hoping for a little in-joke where they used one of the similar names of their cards from Star Wars, but maybe they didn't want to chance it. But I don't mean like a character, just, you know, like, I have a bad feeling about this or something like that. But play it safe, and it still didn't work. GR Blade. Last pack here. Grid Tactician. 3, 4, 5, and Heavy Plasma Gun is the rare, which you can barely see. The plasma gun. So, there you have it. The last few cards here for Wars by Decipher, the trading card game. So it looks like I can have some fun playing this with some buddies, and definitely I think worth the $10 for what you get. And here's, we'll go through the foils again just to try to show you off a little of the sheen here, which is, at least they have some foils, you know, which is nice. Pretty basic when it comes to foiling. Like, you think they would have the backgrounds. Maybe these are the reverse foil with a background, or hollow foil. I'm not smart enough to know the difference, but there you have it. Decipher's Wars trading card game. Thanks for watching. I hope you all have a great day.